It's great to meet you. Thank you for taking a minute out. And I want to begin our conversation with the 4-year anniversary of the pandemic's coming up. Let's go back to 2020. How did you survive that time period, and how did it subsequently change you?
That's a great question, Joe. I survived it by, I took just a couple weeks for myself and just like self-care, talking with friends, going on a lot of walks, things like that. And then I realized this is not going to be the 2 weeks that they said, and I need to kind of figure things out. And I'm a private Pilates instructor, and when things were starting to show that we're going to be stuck in our homes and stuff's going to shut down, I started already talking to my clients. Like, if you don't feel comfortable coming and seeing me in person, we can switch to online. So let me know. So I kind of already set the stage for that. And then this was when we were shut down, I reached out to people and set that up. So I had already started working from home on Zoom early in that time, which made me very happy because I love my work and I like helping people. And it helped them because they couldn't do what they like to do to stay active. And we were isolated.
Yeah.
So we had human connection, and we were able to move our bodies and engage our minds. And it was a win-win for both of us. So that's one of the ways that I dealt with the pandemic, keeping my business going, keeping my mind active, my body active.
Yeah. So I know you're a graphic designer and you're an instructor now, but I want to get a better handle on exactly what you do right now. I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of third graders. It's career day. And one of the kids says, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" How do you answer that child?
That's it. I love that. I remember being a child and loving having parents come in and talk about what they do.
Yeah.
Uh, so what I do essentially is that I help people feel better in their bodies and minds through Pilates so that they can live more balanced lives.
Yeah.
And Pilates is a system of exercises that helps with your strength and flexibility in your overall posture so that you can move through life better.
Yeah. So what did you want to be in the third grade?
In the third grade, I thought that I wanted to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did you try to pursue it?
I didn't try to pursue it, but I was always interested, and I'm a detail-oriented person. And I'm very logical and systematic, um and even though I do art and design, I see all those pieces and I put them together and I research. So I have that kind of brain. And I do that with my clients too. Like, I look at their structure and I kind of see what's going on, and then I find solutions. So I'm solution oriented. So and with the law stuff, I always like seeing, or learning about it and seeing like what was going on and how did they find the solution, and do the research and find the answer to what was going on with like the case and things like that. So it's that kind of unwinding and unraveling and finding the solution to the problem.
Absolutely. So talk to me a little bit about who's been an inspiration or a hero for you in your life.
Wow. Okay. Um, well, I guess at first thought, I think, my parents in a way, because I just see them go through difficult times and how they work through them. And, there's a lot of stressful times in life when things don't work out, but they manage through them and survive through them. And even if it gets hard, they stick together and find ways to persevere and manage through it. So I find that some qualities, when I'm having a hard time, I think of how they push through. And my dad, if I try to procrastinate on things, I look at how whenever something comes his way, he deals with it right away. And sometimes if something's difficult, I might not want to do it, but I always think he would have done this like right away.
Yeah.
So, and if you don't deal with something right away, it usually makes it worse, or it makes you feel more stressed out. So why do that? So then I think about, he handles stuff immediately and gets it off his mind. So that's why I kind of look to that, and that's an inspiration to me. Like, I I try to handle things right away so it doesn't linger.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's one example of that that's
So if
helped me.
Yeah, for sure. So if you could meet one fascinating person alive on the planet right now, who would that be? Who would you love to meet and talk to?
Hmm. I'd probably, alive. It's hard. I'd probably want to meet um Barack Obama, just because
Yeah.
he led the country, and he, had that experience and had to go through difficult times, and just being the first African American leader as well. And he's also from Chicago, and
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
he
So
just has such integrity and so well spoken and such a calm demeanor in his speaking. And
it almost seems like that whole thing was a dream with all the clownery that's going on right now. It just doesn't
yeah,
even seem real, you know?
yeah.
So I miss it so bad. So every day you wake up, what's the motivation for you to do the work that you do to help people and to evolve as a human? What is that for you?
I enjoy seeing the changes that I help people make, because when I found like, um, when I found Pilates myself, I was having difficulty because I was doing graphic design and I had pain in my body. So I like, when I wake up, who am I going to see today and how am I going to help them? So I see people that were in my position that work at a desk all day, it might be experience neck, shoulder, and back pain and don't know how to get out of it or find relief. So I like to wake up and feel like, who am I going to work with, or how are we going to solve these problems together? And and then when they leave, seeing them feel good and be like, oh, I feel so much better, and now I feel like I can, get on with my day. And or tell me what changes they felt from last time and how they're taking on things that I told them, and they hear me and they're implementing it into their day,
Yeah.
and it's helping.
Yeah.
um and they are experiencing and feeling the change, and it's making a difference. That helps me get up and want to do things every day.
What's been one of your favorite client success stories?
I think um one of my favorite client success stories is one where my client had a lot of back pain, and we worked through that first, because she is a high level professional, and she, sat on her desk. And especially with the pandemic, I think it had gotten worse because people work from home now. And you think it would be nice to be able to work from home, which it is, but I think it's intensified the level of sitting, because their bosses now think you can be on Zoom meetings all day, back to back, nonstop, and they don't understand how that scheduling impacts. Like, you're not getting up and going to a conference room anymore or switching locations. There's like back to back scheduling, and you can't really leave and sometimes you can't have your camera off. So you're sitting a lot more. Some people are telling me that that's what they're experiencing. So she had, very bad low back pain, and we worked through that and got her out of pain. And she wanted to have a baby, so she was afraid to get pregnant because she thought, "Oh no, I have these back issues from all the compression from all that time sitting. What's going to happen to me when I get pregnant?" And she did get pregnant, and we worked together all through her pregnancy, and she didn't experience any back pain through the
Wow.
pregnancy. And when she gave birth, it was her first baby, and usually that might take a while through labor, but she gave birth in a short amount of time, and all the doctor, the nurses were like, "This is your first baby." They were really surprised, but it was through her dedication and work and doing the work with me that helped her, stay strong and work through all that and not have that happen.
Yeah. So of all of the things that you've done in your life so far, the things that you've overcome and evolved into, what are you the proudest of?
Um, I think I'm the proudest of, the work that I've done to learn about how I work with my clients. The work I've done also learning about, mindfulness meditation, because I think in combination with Pilates, with stress and things going on in the world, I think the combination of it helps, because you don't just work with your body, you need to relax your mind to have both in combination together. um, because there's so many stresses and pressures in the world. Um, if you're tense or you don't know how to regulate that, it can have an effect on how your body feels. Because a lot of times, if you have aches and pains, it might not be a symptom of just that you um, injured yourself physically, but it could be a stress response. So you have to it's kind of twofold.
Yeah.
It can be. So I'm proud of the fact that I kind of have all those tools, and I like to be a lifelong learner, and that I have that because health is something that's important to me. And I think um, continuously learning and wanting to know more about health and taking care of your physical self is important.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Everyone has a perception of you, family, friends, clients, but you run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
That's a difficult question, Joe.
This is the therapy question.
um, well, I think that I'm just someone that loves what I do. I love deep down, I just love healthy living. But if you caught me in the evening, you'd see me eating like some chocolate every day, like I'm a normal person, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm in moderation, you know.
Yeah.
So people, they think, like my clients think, like that I don't do anything wrong. I'm not normal, right? Like you must eat like nothing, or but I'm like anybody else. Like my body hurts sometimes, or I do something wrong, or I don't work out, but I eat pizza, I eat chocolate. Like I love all those things too. I'm just like everybody else. Like I sometimes don't sleep well, or I make mistakes. So, I'm just like that, or I get stressed out. So I have the same issues that everybody else has. We're all the same. We just have to, manage them.
Yeah, for sure. So if anyone wants to hire you, learn more about you, reach out, what's the good business? How do they do it?
They can reach me on my website, which is brightlybalanced.com. And I also offer, if anyone wants to, chat and just learn more about Pilates or what it is if they don't know, a 15-minute, chat, which they can find on the website.
Okay, excellent. This has been wonderful. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your story. Best of luck with everything. Hopefully, LA gets sunny again.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you and talk.
Great to meet you. Thank you.